hear the birds this morning. Except that one. I love it. We had very good rain this weekend. I'm going to say just the right amount. And I thought because of that, it'd be a really good time for me to do a garden tour. I'm not a very big DEET fan. Matter of fact, I avoid it at all cost. I rarely use it. And last year, I experimented with patchouli. I had read that is what they used to use in the old days. I mean, like 1900s, 1800s, would use patchouli as a bug repellent. And if I remember correctly, I had pretty good success with it. So I'm patchoulied up right now. Not to mention, I don't hate the smell. Jeff and I mowed this weekend, and actually I was the one on the big mower. He did the weed eating. And I started mowing the clover, and there were so many bees on it that I just couldn't do it. So I kind of made a decorative pattern where we have like portions mowed, and then I just made like circles and odd shapes with the clover because I could not get rid of the bees. They're not up this morning yet, I guess. I don't know, but by the afternoon, it's just covered. So I'm sharing my garden with the bees. My pumpkin patch / watermelon / spaghetti squash. I love coming out here. I come out here every morning, and there are bees just jumping from flower to flower. There were just a couple right here. I think I scared them away. My pumpkins have left the patch. Wow, I just saw something. Because I've got okra in here too, and look. Oh my word. I did not even know that they would produce an okra this small. They're about, like 2 feet, a foot or 2 high. Some over there too. I've got bees. Bees. Well, anyway, so I've got okra in here. Obviously doing really well. Every single one of these small okra have a little okra on them. And then down here I replanted because they didn't come up. So this is a baby okra. I'll call it a little backup okra. Yes, I need to weed, and yes, I need to put some mulch down here. So these are my spaghetti squash. I have never grown them. And I was really hoping they'd do good. I use spaghetti squash as my pasta. I don't eat a lot of white flour. It does upset my stomach. This is a weird one. I mean, it's a different color than all the rest, and I'm sure it's totally fine, but interesting. It's also very shaded. Probably has nothing to do with it. I don't know. I rarely water this bed. It's so hard to resist, but it holds moisture really well, and I don't want to overwater them. And then, of course, when the rain comes like it does, my watering and then the rain could be catastrophic. Here's my watermelons, and I do have a tiny little baby watermelon. Let me see. See it? There might be more. Hello, bee. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, do your thing. Oh, there's another spaghetti squash coming. Yeah, a lot of bees popping around over there. And then here's another watermelon. I don't see any on that bush, but totally expect it. So my pumpkins are doing fantastic. It was the weirdest thing. I would come out here and look almost every day, and I would see these big bushy plants and these giant flowers, but I wouldn't see watermelons, and I'm like, what is the purpose? And then I started seeing them. Somehow they just, you don't see them until you see them. And this guy right here, see, there's another one in there. This guy, I feel like, just popped out that big. Like, I didn't see it until it was like, you couldn't miss it. And then I've got another one right there. Oh, I have not Googled yet everything I need to know about pumpkins. I know they have enemies, and I really want to make sure I stay on top of that. But here's my pumpkin patch. So far, super excited about where it's going and what it's doing. My green beans took off. I was worried about them for a while. Thought maybe the bed needed more amendments. I think that's the right word. And I was really worried about it. And then this weekend, I'm out here harvesting green beans because it just took off. They are flat, and not all of them, but some of them, look at this, like green bean city. I mean, I could feed my family tonight with green beans because I've got more in there on the counter. But I Googled it, and some say that it is the original bean, like the bean reverting to what it originally was, because flat beans are a thing in other cultures. We like ours plump, you know, the quintessential green bean. But and the thing with them is you don't shell them, you just cook them like they are. But you know, I'll come out here and harvest these in a little bit, but I'm real proud of my green beans. And then kicking and screaming, I decided to do a cattle panel because I just have this idea of how I want my garden to be, and I want all of my trellises to be made of wood. I really love that, but I had to give that up because we needed something for these green beans to grab a hold of. And I didn't really know what to do. I didn't really know how to correct the small trellis that I had already started. So we added this cattle panel because we know it's a thing. And I don't hate it. We kept it really tight to the bed, and I like it. And I tell you, for $30, it is a very good remedy for these green beans. My cowpeas are now taking off. They kind of did the I don't know how I feel about being here, and then all of a sudden took off. And I was out here last night adding these little supports for them, and I can tell you this was not this long last night because it will attach to this support, but it was barely there. I decided to just let it grow a little bit before I pulled on it too much. And I mean, all of that is from the rain that we had yesterday. A lot of this growth is. And with this growth has come, let me see, has come some blooms. So cowpeas are coming. And cowpeas are my husband's favorite, so I like to keep us in some cowpeas for him. There's another little bloom. And over here are lima beans. Never grown, don't know anything about. They too have some buds. They are growing up their trellis pretty good, and I don't know what to expect. Boy, I just saw something. When I see this right here, y'all, with the leaves bent over, I just come and, I mean, you can take the leaf off or just squish it. I felt that one. That one had these are worms. Oh, I always forget to point the camera at what I'm talking about. I mean, here's a good one. Ugh, you see the ick that squished out of that? Let me get a close up. Ugh. That's what I do. I just squish, I just come and just pop, pop, pop. It is gross, but I've been gardening long enough now that that's what I do. I think I probably tried different things when I first started, and now I can kill a bug between my fingers without even thinking about it. All right, guys, look at this. I feel very, very excited about this. I'm gonna harvest this. because that's how excited I am about it. And I'm gonna have that for dinner. That is so cool. More limas, and then I planted some borage in here again, just trying to trick the bugs. I don't even know if borage has the smell. I've never grown it before, and now I have it all over my garden. Again, this grew tremendously since last night. And I did plant this tomato. I don't know what kind it is. I don't keep up with any of that, but it is doing well. And more on my green beans, y'all. Wow. Wow, I have never had that happen before, but a bee landed on me. I guess that confirms that I'm sweet. And dun dun dun. All right, true confession. I'm pretty sure this whole bed is full of cantaloupe. The intention was cantaloupe and cucumber because they are growers. They're crawlers, but I am starting to think that I only have cantaloupe, and here's why. Let me see, here's a guy. I don't know, guys, that's definitely not a cucumber. And I did plant some cucumber that was called it was apple cucumber, I think, and they actually are in a ball. There's a chance that that's what this is, but they're kind of fuzzy, like what I know, you know how cantaloupes start out, and that makes me think that it's a cantaloupe. Here's another one in here getting squished. And I know for sure that these on this contraption that I created, I know they're cantaloupe. And I thought nothing was happening. I was getting really discouraged. I was coming out here with Q-tips and touching, trying to pollinate them with no success because most of the flowers were kind of shut up, even though I got out here early. But then I started noticing that they're coming along. Here's a cantaloupe. Anyway, even if these are all cantaloupe, I'm gonna go with it, and I'm gonna eat them like cucumbers. I personally love, oh, there's a bee doing its thing. Thank you, bee. I was wondering. All right. I love cantaloupe with salt, pepper, and some rice vinegar. It is delicious. So I will be using the cantaloupe like cucumber all summer. That's what I'm going to do. I guess cantaloupe are tricky little buggers because I did not even see this one when I was making this video, and then there's two more right beside it until I was editing the video that I took out here, and in the background I see this cantaloupe. Amazing. So exciting. There's a lot on this side actually. So I think it's safe to say these are all cantaloupe. And down here on either end is my Malabar spinach, and it's growing great. Again, did not know what to expect. So far I have one tall runner that's crawling up this netting. The only leaves that I would be able to eat are down here, but I'm expecting, I have no idea what these flowers, I don't know. I know nothing about this, but it is growing and it is happy. Here's just a big pot of catmint. I don't know what to do with it. I know that it's going to spread wherever I put it, and I guess I just want to commit to the area when I put it there. Here's my herb garden. Oregano, doing great. I got some thyme. This is arugula, or in some countries they call it rocket. Here's dill. That's Asian basil over here. This is the only way I've been able to have cilantro. I have bought it many times and it just does not live. But what normally happens is it goes to seed really fast. So it doesn't die, it just bolts immediately when I put it in the ground. And last year I decided to let it bolt, I just left it alone. It went to this stage and it ended up seeding itself. That was what I was attempting to do, an experiment, but it worked. It ended up seeding itself, and then some more little baby plants came up. And well, these are the babies that came up from the one that I planted there that I let go to seed. And I had cilantro all winter. These guys here actually went through the winter. And now they have produced these. Here's some Asian basil that I'm attempting to grow. This is some sage. Well, I hope that y'all enjoyed my garden tour. I'm a little worn out, to be honest. I think sometimes I don't realize how much I have growing at any one time. And I'm looking at other things that I didn't show you. I didn't show the kiwi bed. You know, I think I'll do a part 2 and include my fruit trees and other things that I've got planted around that I am leaving out because I got tired, and y'all are probably tired too. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really do enjoy sharing my garden. Makes my heart really happy, and I think that's why I garden, for people to enjoy it with me. I hope you'll tune in again next time, and I look forward to seeing you. Bye.